Partly cloudy conditions. It's windy and chilly. Bobotis is ready to kick. I believe he's got the wind to his back on this one, going from right to left. And the kick goes to the 10-yard line. Ben Eichmann is the recipient of that, and he makes it up to the 32-yard line.
On the return.
Brought down one of the tacklers, Joe Leary, for Bedford.
Ran into his own teammate there, Robert DeFelice. He had a real head of steam there, but still managed to get it out to the 31. Good field position for Merrimack to get started.
The Tomahawks will start this drive.
So we're ready to begin the first play here for the Tomahawks. It looks like running kind of a I formation here with Eichmann at the quarterback. A Wildcat finds a hole on the right side, brought down after about a 3-yard gain. So maybe that's part of what Kip Jackson was talking about, throwing some curves. Last week we saw Goffstown run that double tight double wing to no avail, and now we see the Wildcat here by the Tomahawks. It'll be 2nd down and 7 on the 34-yard line.
Yeah, this will be fascinating to see if this continues, because Bedford's run defense is so strong. And like we mentioned, Merrimack had success passing in that first matchup, but they've got Eichmann taking the snaps, and of course it's smart to get the ball in his hands. He's had a great season running the ball.
Now we have receivers split to each side. Eichmann again in the Wildcat, takes it up for about another 3 yards, gets it up to the 37-yard line. It's going to be a manageable 3rd and 4.
First, 3rd and short test here for the Bulldogs defense.
On the play, makes it 3rd down and 3.
So none of the Merrimack quarterbacks are out there, neither Bunis or Dowling. Eichmann is serving as the de facto quarterback, running out of Wildcat. But now Dowling is behind center. We've got receivers on either side. A little movement on Bedford, but they're not throwing the flag there. 3rd and 3 officially. The snap. And a quick throw is blocked and intercepted. Intercepted by Bedford. The block pass picked up by Alexander Pantelakos.
And I think it was Toscano that got a piece of that first pass attempt of the game for Merrimack, which was a disaster. Exactly what they didn't want was to get a turnover in their own territory.
No. You know, it's got to give Kip Jackson heartburn on that play. Not necessarily a bad play by Dowling. He had his men, but like you said, Toscano getting the bear paw up, making the block, and Pantelakos finishing the job by recovering the ball, intercepting the ball, and now they're at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10, with 10:18 to play here in the first quarter. There's a handoff to Toscano, and he manages to eke out about 1.5 yards on that one. Stout defense there by the Tomahawks. So they'll call it 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8.
Gain of 2 on the play. Correction, gain of 1 on the play makes it 2nd and 9.
No, I guess I was right. It was a gain of 1, so they're at the 39. 2nd and 9 here. We got 2 receivers to the left. 1 in tight on the right. Morgan in the shotgun with Toscano. And it's another handoff up the middle. And a quick tackle there, Jordan Petrocelli, Rico's grandson. He was in on the tackle. He kind of caught Toscano from behind and bulldogged him down. But the gain is for 3. That's going to make it 3rd down and 6. And now the receivers open up. Bedford puts 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Toscano in the backfield. Looks like Merrimack is threatening the blitz here. Morgan rolls out to his right. The throw. And is that good for the 1st down? That was number 7. That's Lagulan with the reception. And he dove for the 1st down. It looks like they gave him the spot. So 1st down Bedford there on the catch and run there by Lagulan.
Looks like they did spot it at the 33, so they're going to call it 4th and 1.
Oh, they're going to call it short. Okay. So 4th down. A little movement, yes. They managed to get Merrimack to move. They're going to gift them the 1st down here. An encroachment penalty. Officials are talking about it. Let's see if it's official. It's what they call. Yes, they're going to call it offsides on Merrimack, so an automatic first there for the Bulldogs.
Well, that is a real gift, but getting back to that reception by Leguillon, he made a great attempt to dive for the first down marker. The referees didn't give him the dive. They gave him a spot that wasn't too generous, but didn't turn out to matter on that 4th and 1 with the penalty.
So 1st down and 10 with the Bulldogs in Merrimack territory on the 27-yard line. 2 receivers set to the right. 1 set back on the left. Morgan to throw over the middle. He gets it to Christian Bourgeois for about an 8-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Nice pass over the middle there by Morgan.
Yeah, nice short, high percentage pass right there to Bourgeois.
And now they put 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Toscano in the backfield, Morgan in the shotgun. Quick throw to the flat. That goes to Green, and he's met right there by number 21, Nate Harris. Wasn't fooled on the play at all, so little or no gain on that one. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs here. Let's see what they do. They send the triple receivers to the right this time. Green alone to the left. Morgan talking to his offensive line there for a moment, giving them instructions. The snap. Morgan drops back, waits, finds a man open in the middle. Leguillon, touchdown! Touchdown, Bedford!
Touchdown, Bedford. That was
Great strike down the field there as Leguillon went right to left on the post pattern, and right on the money with that throw was Thomas Morgan.
He is on money today, and now we have Matty Lucantoni ready for the extra point. So it's 7:59. Oh, the first quarter, Bedford strikes off the interception, the tip pass and interception by Pantelakos for Bedford. On the extra point, kick is down, up, and makes it through. It looked like somebody might have gotten a finger on it because it didn't have quite the velocity going through the uprights, but it was good. 7-0, Bulldogs up here in the first quarter of this Division I semifinal. We're keeping an eye on the other contest down in Salem. And the first report there indicates that Pinkerton is up 6-0. No, the extra point failed for the Astros, but they strike first in Salem. So it's Pinkerton up 6-0 over Salem right now, down in Salem.
Great start for Bedford there to get into the end zone with their first possession. From Merrimack's perspective, a tough start with the turnover and the penalty. Those are killers in the playoffs.
That's got to weigh heavily on the Merrimack players, knowing how quickly things got out of hand last game. They were trailing 28-0 before the first quarter was even done. And having a turnover like that makes you kind of think, oh no, here we go again. There's a squig kick picked up by number 9, Tristan Wood. He carries it up to the 33-yard line. So the Tomahawks will take over 1st and 10 on their own 33 with 7:54 left in the first quarter.
Question here is, what is Merrimack going to do? Are they going to go to the air again? Or are they going to put the ball right in Eichmann's hands?
Or will they come out with the Wildcat? Well, Eichmann is leading the huddle. So yes, he's in the Wildcat position. He does have 2 receivers, 1 on each side, but it's a Wildcat run. Eichmann sweeps to the left and picks up about 4 or 5 yards on the play. We'll call it a 5-yard gain. Gets hit laid out of bounds, but no flag.
Yeah, it looked like Sanchez took him down there. It looked like it could have been a late hit, but I don't see any flags.
It's hard to tell from our perspective here. It happened on the far side of the field, so it was slightly obscured. 2nd down and 5 at the 39-yard line. Bulldogs are up 7-0. And it looks once again that Eichmann is in the quarterback position. He's got 2 receivers with him, though. He takes the pass, takes the snap, bounces off one tackle, and manages to get back to about the line of scrimmage. So no gain there for Eichmann.
Good penetration by Andrew Twite. He got the first hit there. Wasn't able to wrap him up, but he slowed him down for the rest of his teammates to come and finish him off.
Yeah, sometimes just getting a hit on a guy slows them up for your teammates to come in and wrap things up. So it's going to be third. They're going to call it a loss of yard there on Eichmann. So 3rd and 6 on the 38-yard line. Pressure's on Merrimack to maintain possession here, getting the first down.
Dowling's back in the game, Harry.
So two receivers set, one on either side, 3 in the backfield. But it's a handoff on the inside, a kind of an inside draw, and it goes nowhere. Trying to check the number here. The running back was number 53, Cole Keefe. He was the ball carrier, and Cole, according to the roster, is normally a lineman. So that's kind of an unusual play, trying to throw a curveball here to fool the Bedford defense to no avail. So 4th and 6, Merrimack is forced to punt. Punt is away, it's a line drive, and Mumpini's just going to let that roll. And it dies out at the 27-yard line, so Bedford will take over their second possession. They scored on their first one. They're up 7-0.
Well, a step in the right direction there for Merrimack, not to turn the ball over. And, of course, they went for that surprise play, like you mentioned, that curveball with the inside handoff. Bedford stayed home and wasn't having it. But got a nice roll on the punt there, so they've got a positive outcome in terms of field position.
They put Bedford fairly deep in their own end at the 27-yard line. They have 4 receivers, 2 on either side. In the shotgun is Morgan. Morgan decides to keep it, and instead he gets brought down after about a 2-yard gain, trying to get the number of the tackler. I believe that was 14, Casey Moyer. So 2nd down and 8 at the 29-yard line. Bedford tries to spread the field out, tries to get the Merrimack defense to open up, but instead tries to run the ball there. A little trickery of their own with Morgan keeping it. He picks up 2. 2nd down and 8, same formation, 4 receiver set, Mumpini in motion. And a double reverse here, but they have it snuffed out. Lagulon trying to turn the corner. Instead, he's going to wind up losing about a yard. The tackle by number 9, Tristan Wood right there. Good pursuit by the Tomahawks.
Yeah, good job by Lagulon to almost get it back to the line of scrimmage. That play didn't work as Bedford had hoped.
So now we've got 3rd and 9. A long 3rd down here.
Nice defensive play results in
Tomahawks looking for a stop here.
3rd down and 9.
Try to get the ball back. So 5:12 to go here in the first quarter. 3 receivers to the right. Morgan in the shotgun. He rolls to his right. Going to throw the ball. Looking. Throw for Lagulon. And it's a catch for a first down at the 38-yard line. It was a low throw. Lagulon had to come down for it. But it was really well placed when we consider he had a Tomahawk defender right on top of him, so why not go low?
Yeah, great play, great throw, and great route by Lagulon to make sure he got past the first down marker. And then a great job actually securing the catch with the guy right on his back.
So Bedford converts here. We're just under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They are at the 38-yard line, their own. Lagulon in motion, the line jump. There's going to be a 5-yard false start here on Bedford. Over the regular season, penalties were a bit of a problem for the Bulldogs. I mean, they're undefeated, so how much of a problem was it really? But they've had games where they've had a lot of miscues, and Coach Stank has really gotten those down, that number of miscues down a lot. The last few games, they've only had a handful of penalties, and most of them were unintentional.
Speaking of Coach Stank, I had a chance to speak with him briefly before the game, and one thing he was anticipating is that the Tomahawk defense might come with a few more blitzes in this rematch, so we'll have to keep an eye on that if they try and get pressure on Morgan.
They did show that on the last possession to no avail. Here's the snap, pressure, and a throw to Toscano. He bounces off one tackler, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, back up to about the 39-yard line. Ryan Toscano, hard to bring down, and a Merrimack player is injured. Bobby Bunis is rolling on the field. I think he was the one who tried to put the lick on Toscano. Came out on the losing end. So while they're looking at him here, quick reminder, the score out of Salem still 6-0. Pinkerton is up. The winner of that game goes to UNH, as this one does. Want to take a moment, too, to welcome some of our viewers outside of Bedford. Obviously, all the Tomahawk fans in Merrimack. And I believe we're also being shown on Nashua TV, ETV 2099. So we're being shown there. Tom King is here covering the game for the Telegraph. So we're glad to have everybody here. Watching on TV, listening on Bedford 105.1, or watching or listening both on the web all around the world. I know we have fans just about everywhere, friends and family tuning in to see how the Bulldogs are doing. So Bunis comes off the field at 2nd and 10 now after that 5-yard gain by Toscano. Motion by Lagulon, and it's a handoff. He cuts in, hit immediately, but he gets about 2 yards on that play. So it'll be 3rd and 8 on the Lagulon run.
Yeah, Lagulon tried to get a little bit more north-south there instead of going all the way around the left end, but strong defense there by Merrimack.
So Bedford's on the left hash. 2 receivers on either side. Morgan in the shotgun on 3rd and 7 on the 42-yard line. Morgan drops back, finds Green open along the sideline. He gets out of bounds at the Merrimack 45. Another first down for the Bulldogs. So twice now, the Merrimack has held Bedford to a long 3rd down, and both times the Bulldogs were able to convert on passing plays.
Yeah, great start here for Thomas Morgan. He's making every throw. Passing game really off to a great start.
So 3 receivers now to the right with Toscano in the backfield, and a throw to the flat out to Mumpini. He's got a lane, and he heads right for the first down marker, picks up another first down. Gain of about 11 yards on that play.
Yeah, Bedford's had a lot of success with that play, getting it to Mumpini out in the right flat. That was the first time he'd had the ball in his hands today, and got a first down right away.
So the clock stops with 3:03 to play here in the first quarter. Bedford up 7-0.
Check that. They're going to mark it short and call it
That's
2nd and
interesting.
2.
It looked like he went out of bounds past the marker, but the officials say he was short. He's out at the 38-yard line of the Tomahawks. In the shotgun, handoff up the middle. No, it's a fake to Toscano. Instead, Morgan keeps it. Takes the route around the right-hand side, and he picks up the first down with about a 4-yard gain there.
Well, Harry, he had us both faked out on that one. I thought Toscano had it up the middle.
Well, Toscano would have had it too. He just blew right through the line. So either way, I think it would have worked out for the Bulldogs. So anyway, first down again. Bulldogs driving for another score. They're at the 33-yard line. And the Bulldogs are in control. Split receivers to on either side. Morgan in the shotgun. Handoff. No, it's a fake to Toscano. Hits Mumpini again. He's got one man to beat. And a touchdown saving tackle there by Eichmann. They're going to mark him down at the 21-yard line, 22. So another first down for the Bulldogs on a fake to Toscano and a throw in the flat to the left-hand side to Mumpini. He only had one guy watching him, and Eichmann was the guy. He was able to submarine him and keep him from reaching the end zone.
Yeah, Eichmann came up huge there.
Correction there. They're on the 17-yard line with the first down. Off the handoff to Toscano this time. He gets the ball and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. So a gain of 7 yards for the big running back, the big senior. Second down and 3, or second down and 4. They say he was down at the 11-yard line. So now we've got a timeout. It looks like, yep, there was Merrimack calling the timeout here. Kip Jackson wanting to talk to his defense, trying to slow the game down a little bit and not let this thing get out of hand just like the last time.
Yeah, they've already been on the field for the majority of the first quarter. So smart there for Kip Jackson to have his guys take a breather and regroup and try and slow down this offense. By my stats, Morgan's already 9 for 9 through the air.
Perfect.
Yeah, before the game walking in, it was a big wind gust, and I was wondering how much that would affect the game, but it's died down a little bit, and Bedford has thrown mostly short passes, so the wind wouldn't play a factor anyway.
So perhaps Coach Stank throwing a little curveball at Merrimack this time, because, you know, Bedford really primarily is a running team, especially when you got guys like Toscano and Lagulon carrying the ball. But this time, they're letting Morgan take the lead on the offense and going through the air. So they set up again for a 2nd and 4. It's a minute 51 left here in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the right. Morgan rolling, finds his man in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown!
Touchdown, Bedford.
Mumpini with the catch right there.
Touchdown pass.
Beautiful pass, 10 for 10. Perfect day so far for Morgan. With the play action fake and sending Morgan to the corner, the right corner of the end zone, and a perfect throw on this blustery day puts the Bulldogs up 13-0 with the extra point try coming up from Luke and Tony.
Yeah, another throw is just right on the money.
Waiting for the snap. Telltales are moving a bit here, so it is gusty. There's the snap. Down, and it's good. Luke and Tony perfect as well, 2 for 2. So with a minute 45 to go here in the first quarter, Bulldogs are up 14-0.
Yeah, I mean, with that pass, Mumpini has so much speed, made a hard cut towards the right pylon there. And Merrimack, you've got to just tip your cap. It was perfectly executed by Bedford.
Merrimack got here with a 6-0 win over the Titans of Nashua North in what was termed a mud bowl. A lot of rain last week, which ended around game time, but the conditions got very sloppy at Merrimack's field. And we were talking with Tom King. He gave us a brief description of some of the lost opportunities on the part of the Titans to have won the game in regulation. And Merrimack was able to pull it off in overtime. But this is a completely different game, much faster track here on the artificial turf of Bedford High Stadium, and a team that can get you either on the ground or through the air in the Bedford Bulldogs. Bobotis with the kick, and this is going to sail almost over the head of the Merrimack receiver, number 6, Zach Twidarski, and he's able to bring it up to about the 26-yard line. So the Merrimack Tomahawks will start up again here in their own end at the 26-yard line with a minute 38 to go here in the first quarter.
Another key possession here for Merrimack. They've got to try and get some momentum, try and put some points up on the board. It was at this juncture in the regular season finale, down 14-0, when Eichmann fumbled, and Bedford quickly made it 21-0.
So it looks like, do we have Dowling behind there? I can't quite get the number. I thought it might be number 12. That was Dyer if it's number 12.
That is number 12, Jared Dyer.
Dyer in the shotgun, in the Wildcat, and he runs for pretty much no gain, maybe a yard. So they'll call it 2nd and 9 on the 26.
Dyer listed as a running back, much bigger back than Eichmann. Big, strong, physical junior.
So Merrimack is still running with the Wildcat. They're putting the receivers on the outside. Not sure how much of a threat they are to throw.
Now Eichmann's going to take the snap, and Dyer's out to the left.
And Eichmann runs to his left. Pretty much no gain there. Andrew Twite was one of the tacklers there for Bedford. Now Torrey Helton just coming into the game, along with number 63, Charles Kneisel Williams.
No gain on the play, makes it 3rd down and 9.
Third straight possession here for 3rd down. Merrimack yet to get a first down.
Clock is ticking down, 25 seconds. We'll see if they'll get a playoff here before we run out of time. They might just wait until the clock to run out and have the wind at their back here in the second quarter. 12 seconds. We don't have a play clock that we can see. That is kept on the field by the officials. Now they break the huddle. Line up. 2 seconds. And what is the call here? Are they going to be called for delay? A timeout, okay. So 2.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. That was kind of curious. I wonder if Coach Jackson thought that they were going to get flagged for delay.
Yeah, I didn't even see the officials signal the timeout. But that signal just now looks like that's what they are indicating is the Merrimack timeout.
So that's their second timeout. That leaves them with just one in this half. Not quite as critical in the first half as it would be in the second, especially if you're behind. But the Tomahawks want to make sure that they have the right play call here. They can't afford to punt the ball away again and give Bedford another possession here so early, being able to score on their first two possessions and up 14-0.
Convenient MD has locations in Bedford, Concord, Dover, Exeter, Keene, Merrimack.
Dyer's going to take the snap again.
With additional locations opening throughout the winter.
Dyer decides he fakes the throw, and he does throw it, and he just skips it in front of Eichmann. That was actually a pretty good play call there. He fakes the throw, fakes the run, then throws it just before he gets to the line of scrimmage, but he throws it a little short, and it skips in front of Eichmann, and it'll be 4th down and 9. So that is the end of the first quarter. Bedford up 14-0. You're listening to Division I playoff action semifinal between Bedford and Merrimack on BCTV 23 and Bedford 105.1.
Well, it's nice to see a little creativity there from Merrimack. That's what they need. Dyer did a great job of faking the throw as he was running and hesitating and then making the throw. And Eichmann had a little bit of airspace there in the middle of the Bedford secondary.
Yeah, he had a gap. Eichmann was open there.
And he was at the first down location. He just was underthrown just a hair.
So an unfortunate throw there by Dyer, costing them the first down. So they're going to be punting away this time with the wind at their back. We're at the end of one in Salem. Pinkerton up 6-0 in the other semifinal. If you're watching on TV, you can see that the Merrimack Tomahawk Band, all decked out in blue, is in the end zone. They're going to be performing at halftime. It's always nice when the opposing band comes along. Gives the fans here an extra dose of band music. There's the punt, kind of a wobbler. Bounces in front of Mumpini. He decides to pick it up at the 26-yard line, gets around the corner, and then steps out at the 41-yard line.
Solid return there by Mumpini, using his speed just to get past that first tackler, get it past the 40-yard line for Bedford's third possession. So
now they'll be going into the wind. Will that affect Morgan's throws at all, do you think?
Well, it certainly might. Right now the flag is limp, so all systems go at this stage of the possession.
The sun is awfully bright as well, and even though it's not low in the sky, it's got to make it a little difficult to look in toward that end zone and try to see your receivers. The sun getting in Morgan's eyes possibly here. Because it is a bright sunny day here. I mean, the leaves are blowing around in the wind. It's perfect fall football weather here, with temperatures right around the low 40s, I believe. And there's a snap. Handoff to Legulon up the middle after some motion by Legulon, and that's going to be a 1-yard gain for Toscano. 2nd and 9. Ball up to the 43-yard line of Bedford. So Morgan looking to the sideline for some instruction from his coach.
Interesting play call there. It looked like he was signaling for a home run. So we'll see if they go up top here.
4 receivers, 2 on either side. Snap. Throw to the flat to Toscano. He's got room. Gets over midfield and brought down by a host of Merrimack tacklers at the Merrimack 44-yard line. Devin Wood, one of the tacklers on that, along with 3 others. But it's another first down for the Bulldogs.
That play good for a first down.
Toscano is a tough guy to tackle when he's got a head of steam like that. And Devin Wood was the first guy he met. Unenviable task of trying to bring him down.
So do we have another timeout here?
Got another injured player for Merrimack.
Let's see if we can get a number there. It wasn't anyone that... No, it is Devin Wood. Maybe he's feeling the effects of the collision with Toscano there.
It wouldn't surprise me. That was an open field head-on collision. Not helmet to helmet, but a real physical collision.
And don't forget that Bobby Bunis had a rendezvous with Toscano and felt the effects there too. So Toscano's kind of a wrecking ball out there when he's carrying. So 11:05 left here in the second quarter. Bedford up 14-0. They're driving in Merrimack territory. They're at the 43-yard line with a 1st and 10 after that catch and throw, or throw and catch by Morgan to Toscano. In the shotgun, Toscano's the only back so far in this game. Morgan decides to throw. He drops back, waiting. He had some pressure. He decides to just throw the ball down. Christian Bourgeois was his intended receiver, although I think the real intent was to just ground the ball.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's his first incompletion, and it was just because of the pressure that he threw it away.
So maybe whatever the play was, Merrimack had it sniffed out there, so Morgan decided to abort. 10:52 to go here, 2nd and 10 on the Merrimack 43-yard line. A delayed handoff to Toscano, and he's met right away. He might have lost a yard there. Great defense by the Tomahawks. Number 53, Cole Keefe, I believe, was the lead tackler on that.
That's been the highlight for Merrimack's defense, is the run defense up the middle. Toscano hasn't been able to break free between the tackles.
So 3rd down and 10, another long 3rd down here, but so far the Tomahawks haven't been able to stop Bedford on 3rd down. Let's see if they can do it this time. There's a snap. A throw over the middle, wide open. It's Toscano. He's going to split the defense and go all the way for a touchdown. 43-yard throw by Morgan to Toscano. And once again on 3rd down, Merrimack can't stop him. Not only giving up a 1st down, but a touchdown.
Yeah, you could say that one was between the tackles. It was just over the tackles, right down the middle. And one of the Merrimack defenders stumbled there, and Toscano did the rest.
You know, it seems to me that Coach Stank is putting players in different positions. Toscano normally is not found over the middle like that.
And if he is, it's a shorter pass.
There's a kick by Luke and Tony, and that's good. 3 for 3 for her. So 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for the Bulldogs. They're running away with it so far. 10:08 to go here in the second quarter. They're leading 21-0, and the Tomahawks are finding themselves a little deja vu here. Just like last time, it's taken a little longer to get to 21 points, but still, the hole keeps getting deeper.
Yeah, you're right. Toscano, you'll often see the screen pass to him maybe 5-10 yards down the field. That one traveled about 35 yards in the air. And it continues a terrific first half performance for Morgan. He's 12 of 13 through the air with 3 touchdown passes.
And it was a good throw considering it was into the wind. That's got to be a trickier condition to make throws in, and so far he's having a lot of success. So 10:08 to play here, but Bobotis is ready to kick it off.
Set to kick is Ryan Bobotis.
And the kick is up, and it looks like Eichmann's going to take it at about the 12-yard line. He gets it up to the 28-yard line. Merrimack will take over from there, hoping to get something started here. They have not had they had a first down yet? I don't believe they have.
They have
so
not.
It's all 3 and out so far for Merrimack.
They've got the wind behind their back, but they've got their backs up against the wall.
So it looks like Dowling is leading the huddle, so I think they're done with the Wildcat play here. I think they have to change their game plan here, maybe get more aggressive through the air, because they find themselves down 3 touchdowns here. So Dowling in the shotgun, fakes a handoff to a motion man, and he escapes the rush, gets around one man, gets around another, still going down the sideline, carrying it up to the 47-yard line. A great run there from Dowling. He was able to elude a couple of tacklers, including Michael Axton.
That was a highlight reel run for Dowling. It looked like a certain sack. Not only did he avoid that, but showed great mobility there to pick up 18. Huge play for Merrimack.
So they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 43. Still, that's good for a first down. That's the first first down for the Tomahawks. Handoff up the middle for Eichmann. He's got a hole and he's going. Dragged down from behind by Christian Bourgeois, but not until he gets to about the 38-yard line of Bedford. And we have an injured Bedford player down, rolling on the field, trying to get a number. That's Axton, looks like. And he's pounding on the turf in pain.
Yeah, I didn't see how he got hit there. We may try and look at the replay here when we get it, but first big run of the game for Eichmann, and it really fired up the Merrimack bench.
So back-to-back first downs here for the Tomahawks, finally showing some life on offense. Something they've really needed to do. And Axton is still down at midfield. Coach Stank talking to him, and trainer working on his leg. Not entirely sure where the injury is centered. No update. We're going to assume that Salem and Pinkerton is still at 6-0 down in Salem.
Most importantly here, of course, we want Axton to be healthy, but the odd thing about it is this delay here. Perhaps it'll take some momentum away from Merrimack, which was feeling a jolt of energy for the first time all day after those two long runs back to back.
You're watching Bedford football here on Bedford 105.1, or listening on Bedford 105.1, watching it on BCTV 23. We're also happy to have Nashua ETV 99 joining us for a simulcast. And fans all over the world online listening to our streams, both video and audio. If you're listening on audio, you can go to bedfordtelevision.com and click on live stream on channel 23. You'll be able to watch the game. You can also rewatch the game later on. We'll have it up on our Bedford Community Television Facebook, YouTube page, I should say, as all our broadcasts are available after the fact. So Axton walks off the field on his own power.
Yeah, it looks like he's favoring his right foot a little bit, but
yeah, he's got a bit of a limp, so he's going to take a breather here. We'll see if he comes back into the game. Merrimack breaks the huddle. They've got four receivers, 3 to the left of Dowling, who's in the shotgun. He's got Eichmann in the backfield with him, and it's a handoff to Eichmann. Quick jump, gets up about 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6 there, down at the 34-yard line.
Cole Wheeler there making the tackle.
Clock ticking down, 9:30.
That was a gain of 4.
They're in Bedford territory now for the first time. They've had 2 first downs already. Merrimack trying to answer back after giving up 3 Bedford touchdowns. Garrett Murray, one of the receivers, far to the left.
He caught a touchdown pass in that first game against Bedford in the regular season.
Tristan Wood also to the left, but instead of throwing, it's another handoff up the middle to Eichmann. He powers his way up to another first down. Looks like he's at the 26-yard line. And yes, they're giving him the first down. So that's 3 on this drive for the Tomahawks.
There's the signal to make it official. The chain gang moves along.
Merrimack trying to throw Bedford off by putting the receivers out to the left, but then handing it off to Eichmann up the middle. Did that twice to great success. So 1st and 10, they're at the Bedford 27-yard line here with 8:49 to go in the second quarter. trying to get on the scoreboard here and stem the tide here of these Bulldog scoring drives. Fake to Eichmann, it's a pass to the flat, and we're going to have a penalty here. The pass was to Tristan Wood. He gets driven out of bounds at about the 26, so really no gain on the play. Let's see what the flag is.
Looks like they called illegal block on Adam Thornton.
Actually, it looks like a hold. One of the officials was giving the hold signal, but not the main official. Yes? No, is that a block? That's a block in the back call.
Yeah, Adam Thornton put that hit on Toscano, and it drew the flag.
I guess block in the back and hold are kind of the same move. It's just depending on where your palm is. So it is a block in the back call, and they're going to move the Tomahawks back about 10 yards, all the way back to the 40-yard line. So that's a real blow. It's going to be 1st and 22, I think, is the distance to the first down marker. Yes.
1st down and 22.
22 is how far they have to go, but they got 3 or 4 downs to make it.
Yeah, you've got to figure they're in 4-down territory here.
4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Dowling in the shotgun, waiting for the snap. Bedford threatening a blitz. Now there's pressure as Dowling rolls to his right. It's a completed pass. I think it's to Garrett Murray along the right sideline, just shy of the original line of scrimmage. So that's about a gain of 11 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, that was number 9, Tristan Wood.
Thank you. 8, 9.
Yeah, all the skill position players for Merrimack are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That should make it easy for me, but yet it doesn't. So 2nd down and 11. They're at the 28-yard line. 2 receivers on either side. Dowling in the shotgun, takes the snap, throws the pass. I'm not sure if that slipped out of his hand. It was kind of a wounded duck. It was intended for Garrett Murray. And it's going to be 3rd down now, 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that one sailed on him a bit.
He didn't get hit. There's nobody made contact with him. So yeah, I think it just slipped out of his hand there. It's a chilly game here, chilly day. So I'm sure the ball's a little harder, the grip might not be as good as it would be on a regular day.
Another 3rd and long for Merrimack. They've yet to convert on 3rd and long, but again, they're in 4-down territory.
Yeah, I think at this point they need to make something happen here. And I don't know what their kicker's like. I don't know how much faith Kip Jackson has in his kicking game, but it would be a really long kick from right here. So it's a screen pass to Eichmann. Evades 1 tackler, gets it to, makes positive yardage down to the 23-yard line. So a gain of 5. It's going to be 4th down and 6.
Zachary Guerin leading the way on that tackle.
And as you predicted there, Andrew, they are going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 6 with 7:14 to play in the 2nd quarter, down 21-0. Kip Jackson decided it's time to go all out here. 2 receivers on either side. Dowling drops back. The throw intended for Devin Wood, but contact immediately by Jack Jones. Are they going to call interference on that play?
Well, there's a flag in the backfield, back by Dowling. Oh, it's going to be an offensive holding call.
So they're just going to decline that, and it is. So Bedford stops this lone Merrimack drive that was in their territory. Tomahawks come away empty-handed, get all the way down to the 28-yard line to no avail. And now the Bulldogs take over again. They will be at the 23. They'll take over 1st and 10. 6:57 to play here. They've got 3 receivers to the right. Same formation as before. Green is all the way to the left. Toscano in the backfield. A fake throw to the flat, but then another throw sails it over Mumpini's head. Not sure what that was.
That pass was intended for Lucian Mumpini.
It looked like it was going to be another pass to the flat to Mumpini, but he fakes it and then decides to go right back to him again, but then he just sailed it over his head.
Yeah, it's 2 throws in a row in this direction that sailed it. The flags are limp again, but wind may have been a factor on that side of the stadium.
So 2nd down and 10 at the Bedford 23-yard line. Motion by Lagulon. He gets the ball, turns the corner, finds a seam up the middle, and gets it up to the 31-yard line. So a gain of 8 for Harry. And it'll be a manageable 3rd and 2 here.
That's one of the differences in the game so far. Bedford's had a lot of 3rd and short down in distances, and Merrimack's had 3rd and long all day.
In the shotgun again. Morgan decides to keep it, goes up the middle, finds the seam, and gets the 1st down up to the 36-yard line. So a gain of 5 right there. They needed 3, and they got 5. So Bedford moves the sticks. And the clock ticks down to 6:13 here.
From the Bulldog 36.
Bulldogs have been able to score in every possession. This is their 4th one. There's a motion by Mumpini, and he cuts it in for a gain of about, we're going to call that a gain of 6 yards there. He gets it up to the, they're going to say 41-yard line, so maybe it's a gain of 5.
Gain of 5 on the play. Makes it 2nd and 5.
You know, I was going to say that Kip Jackson wanted to limit the possessions to Bedford, and he actually is, in a way, he is. I mean, this is only their 4th possession, and we're only have 5 minutes to go here in the second half. So he has been successful, except every time Bedford has the ball, they score. And this time there's a loose ball down, but they say that Morgan was on the ground when the ball came loose. So it was a keeper by Morgan. Wasn't sure if that was the intended play there, but he decides to roll to his right, and gets brought down there for no gain. So another 3rd down here for the Bulldogs. They're at the 42-yard line. 3 receiver set. Fake to Toscano, throw over the middle to Lagulon, and a jarring hit there by Eichmann. It would have been a reception, but Eichmann jarred the ball loose, so incomplete pass.
Yeah, 2nd big defensive play of the day by Eichmann. Great timing on that hit to break up the pass. Lagulon had yet to secure it.
So for the first time today, Bedford will punt the ball away. 4th and 5 here at their own 42. And number 21, Nate Harris, is back to receive the punt for Merrimack. Crowley, he's standing at his 28-yard line. Wind blowing around, snap to him, gets the punt away off the side of his foot, and it goes out of bounds. Hard to say where it'll go out. The officials will spot it. Oh, very generous spot there. They're going to say it went out at the 50-yard line. I think it was more like the 45. But it's hard to tell when the ball's sailing out of bounds. So Merrimack gets the ball right at midfield with 4:40 to play. They had some success on their last drive, and now they got a short field. Maybe they could make it work this time.
That's right. Those 1st downs in the last drive are paying dividends now with this great field position.
So stop there by the Merrimack defense, first one of the game, and the best drive start for the Tomahawks. Let's hope I'm sure Kip Jackson is hoping this will lead to some points for his team. So 4 receiver set, 2 on each side. Dowling in the shotgun. He takes the snap, looks, throws, has a man open. I think they're going to call that a flag. No, that was intended for Devin Wood. He went down. But I think the officials say that he ran into the Bedford player rather than the other way around.
Yeah, it looked more like a stumble there by Wood. And Merrimack is very fortunate on that play because Dowling threw that off his back foot. And once Wood went down, it was nothing but black back there. But none of the Bulldogs were able to pick that one off.
No, that was kind of in no man's land. So 2nd down and 10 here at the 50-yard line. 4:34 to play. Bedford up 21-0. Dowling all alone in the backfield. They've got 5 receivers out. A throw to the flat. It's complete to Wood. He's able to carry a tackler just shy of the first down. He gets it to the 43-yard line in Bedford territory.
That's right. That was the younger brother, Devin, making that catch, brought down by Mumpini. Devin, a junior, Tristan, a senior.
So now it's 3rd down and short, 3rd and 3 for Merrimack. Again, I probably assume they'll go for 4th down, go on 4th down if they don't make it here. So 1 man in the backfield, 4 receivers, 3 of them are to the left. Dowling waiting for the ball. And a handoff to Eichmann. He goes around the left side. Ball comes loose. Are they going to say he was down? What's the call here? It's right at the first down marker. If the they're going to say Merrimack keeping possession, and Eichmann got the first down.
Yeah, it looks like he got just past the 40-yard line.
It looked to me like he was down before the ball came loose.
Yes.
Similar to what happened with Morgan for Bedford a little while ago. So another first down, their 3rd one. And they're on the Bedford 39-yard line with 4 minutes to go here in the half, hoping to get one on the scoreboard and stem this tide of Bedford scoring. Waiting for the snap, motion there. And a handoff up the middle. I believe that was to Tristan Wood.
That was Tristan Wood on the carry.
And he picks up about 4 yards on the play, gets it up to the 35-yard line. Wood was in motion when Dowling gave him the handoff.
Clock now at 3:30. Perfect world here for Merrimack. They're going to score right at the end of this 2nd quarter.
Makes it 2nd and 6.
Really important possession here to see if they can get on the scoreboard before half to get some confidence.
It's already halftime in Salem, and still same score. Pinkerton up 6-0 down in Salem. Winner of that game will meet the winner of this game at Wildcat Stadium on the campus of UNH next week. There's a snap to Dowling. He throws it, finds Wood. Devin Wood with the reception, picks up about 7 yards there along the sideline. Gets the ball up to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Mumpini gave him a little space there, and right when he caught it, he came in and made the tackle, short of the first down.
So it'll be 3rd and 2 on the 31. 2:34 to go here in the half. In the shotgun, there's the handoff to Eichmann, and he gets the first down, and he stopped at the 25-yard line. So the Tomahawks moving once again with first down at the 25-yard line with 2:21 to play and a, guess they stopped the clock momentarily for the first down, just like in college. Clock moving again. There's a snap. Dowling finds Tristan Wood. Oh, it just goes right through his hands. He could have he should have made that catch. It would have been good for at least 7 or 8 yards, maybe even a first down. He had some room around him. But I think maybe he thought about running with the ball before he had it secured.
Yeah, that could be a big drop here.
Merrimack can't afford any miscue. They got to keep their head in the game. They can't have any turnovers, any penalties that set them back, and certainly no drop passes. So 2nd down and 10 at the Bedford 25-yard line. Dowling in the shotgun. Bedford front line moving a little bit. Looks like they're showing blitz. Creeping up on the line, and they do send rushers. There's a screen pass to Eichmann. He's able to pick up about maybe half a yard. Got it to just a little past the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be another 3rd and 10 here, 3rd and long for Merrimack.
Athletic play there by Eichmann just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Bedford sent a few extra rushes there. I don't know if it was a full-on blitz, but they definitely sent an extra rusher or two, putting pressure on Dowling. So now it's 3rd and 10 at the 25. Dowling with the snap, has time, throws it down the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. Number 23, Jack Jones.
With the
The pass was intended for Ryder Morse, I think it was, number 24. But he was double teamed, and the ball was a tad short. And Jones is able to snuff that. I'm waiting for, that's number 21. I'm sorry, Nate Harris was the intended receiver on that play, not 24. So he had the right idea. I think if he had put a little more into the ball, he might have been able to get to Harris. But the pass was short, and Jones was able to pick it up. He kneeled down in the end zone at the touchback on the interception, another turnover.
Jones recovered a fumble last week, so 2 straight weeks with a big defensive play by Jack Jones.
So Lagulon in motion, he takes the run, takes the handoff, runs up the middle, gets it up to, and the ball pops loose. The ball pops loose, and looks like Merrimack got it back. At least the players think so. Let's see what the officials say. That ball just popped right in the air. No official word from the officials yet. Let's see what they say.
Second down.
They're going to say Bedford retained possession. That's curious. It didn't look like Lagulon was down because the ball just flew right up in the air. Usually if you're down, the ball stays on the ground. Certainly no replay here, so we can't tell what happened exactly. But Bedford retains possession. 1 minute exactly to go. They're going to call it a 6-yard gain on first down for Lagulon. It's 2nd and 4. We'll see what Bedford decides to do here if they try to strike for the end zone. Morgan rolling out. He's being chased. Missed 1 sack and then finally taken down by Adam Thornton, number 26. He got in the backfield in a big hurry, and he had 2 cracks at Morgan. He had a chance, and he got him down on the second try. So with that sack and now a long third down here, I think Bedford's probably going to be content to just let the clock run out. Although Merrimack does have a timeout, they could call it. Try to get the ball back, try to maybe rush the punter.
Yeah, I would expect Bedford to run the ball here and force Merrimack to use that last timeout.
Yes.
Then they'd have less than 30 seconds for their final possession if Bedford punts. Chris Gentry pulled up that replay on the Lagulon, and it's really hard to see even on the replay, but it looked like he probably was down before the ball came out.
At halftime, Pinkerton leads Salem 6-0.
So we're waiting for the teams to return here during the timeout here.
Special Olympics New Hampshire and the NHIAA.
They can't tell who they called the timeout on. Bedford on the scoreboard indicates they have 3 timeouts, 1 for Merrimack, so I'm not sure which team called the timeout there. But it's going to be 3rd and 12 now. Bedford back on their 18-yard line with 37 seconds to play here in the second half, or second quarter, first half. Receivers spread, 2 on either side. Now the officials blow their whistles momentarily. Wind is definitely picking up here, swirling around the stadium. And now another stoppage of time here. What is the call here? Another timeout? Not indicating who's calling that timeout. And this is the second timeout in a row.
The opportunity to play organized sports beyond high school.
So 6-0 is the score in the other semifinal game between Pinkerton and Salem. The Astros up in that one. An early score that's stood until now. Stick around at halftime. We're going to be serenaded by both the Bedford and Merrimack bands. Merrimack will take the field first. You'll be able to watch it on BCTV 23 and listen on Bedford 105.1. Harry Kozlowski here with the play-by-play. Andrew Hansen with the color. Chris Gentry is on the controls, and Bill Jennings is on the camera. Your crew here for BCTV and Bedford 105.1 Sports.
Scoreboard indicates that last timeout was by Bedford. They may have adjusted the play based on Merrimack's defensive formation, and here we go again.
So once again, spread formation here, but they've run out of these, and they do. They give it to Toscano. No, it's a fake, and Morgan is tackled for a loss. He's going to be dropped at the 11-yard line.
But tackled by
clock is running. I don't know why Merrimack isn't calling timeout here. Down to 20 seconds. They have a time, according to the scoreboard, unless they just didn't tick off the timeout there. Maybe they called the timeout before and it hasn't been registered on the scoreboard. It's down to 10 seconds now.
They must have called a timeout on that sack. The scoreboard just was never updated.
So 3, 2, 1. Bedford's happy to let the clock run out and take a 21-0 lead to the half. So a game that was all Bedford in the first quarter and part of the second, and then the Merrimack Tomahawks waking up toward the end, showing some life on offense. Unfortunately, turnovers have really set them back.
Yeah, the interception in the end zone was huge. You know, we talked about the importance of Merrimack trying to get on the scoreboard in the first half, and they had a man on that pass, just a little bit underthrown. Great interception by Jones. And on the strength of 3 touchdown passes from Thomas Morgan, Bulldogs are up 21-0.
So Jay Wozniak, the kicker for the Tomahawks, ready to put the ball down at the 40-yard line.
You see all the Bulldogs jumping around, trying to get warmed back up here after a 20-minute halftime break.
Yeah, they don't have the advantage of any kind of locker room to go back to, so they spend the entire half in the cold. And I know next year, hopefully, we'll have lockers built here at Bedford High Stadium. That is a project that the boosters are working on. The ball is blown off the tee, so Wozniak's going to have to set it up again. Maybe have somebody put a finger on it.
Yeah, wind picking up here, and the flag's been a little bit deceptive today because it's at half-mast for Veterans Day. So it doesn't look like much is happening, but the wind is becoming a factor.
The kick, Wozniak is going to drop at about the 15-yard line. Mumpini picks it up, and here he comes, trying to get behind his blockers. He finds a seam, gets through the first wave of tacklers, but evades the second wave, but then brought down from behind by Garrett Murray, who had to come back from the original wave of tacklers. And Mumpini with a great return there, about 20-some yards. He gets it up to the 41-yard line, so a good drive start for Bedford here. They're at the 41.
Garrett Murray, of course, a wide receiver on offense for Merrimack, might be the smallest player in the field making that tackle.
So Bourgeois comes off the field from the special teams. And they're out there. Lagulon split off as a receiver with Green to the right. Mumpini to the left. And Solomon Sanchez is the receiver all the way to the right. Motion. Fake handoff to Lagulon, and Morgan carries it up the middle for about a 4-yard gain. Gets it up to the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Makes it 2nd and 7.
Bedford running kind of a, not quite a hurry up, but definitely a quick pace offense here, not really huddling. 3 receivers out there now. Merrimack looking like they're trying to blitz, but don't. Motion by Mumpini, handoff, and he picks up about a yard or 2 on that play on a sweep to the left, to the right, I should say. And it's going to be a 3rd down and about 4 yards for the Bulldogs.
Ben Eichmann with the tackle there.
So Green and Mumpini to the left. Looks like Donahue on the right. 3 receivers in the set. Lagulon in the backfield. Fake to Lagulon. Morgan had to escape one rusher, then gets buried. Merrimack coming in on the blitz. And a sack there by Jared Dyer. Morgan was able to evade the first blitzer coming through, but then Dyer had a chance at him and wasn't going to let him go, and that turns out to be a loss of, I guess they're going to mark him at the 39-yard line, so they're going to call that a loss of about 5 yards.
Once Dyer got Morgan in his grasp, Morgan did a great job just to hold on to the ball because Dyer was trying to rip it out. But
So-
good job securing the ball there and avoiding a fumble.
Big defensive stop there by Merrimack. They get that 3 and out like they wanted, so Bedford failing to score in their last 3 possessions. There's the punt by Crowley, not a very good one. It's held up by the wind, bounces backwards, and takes a Merrimack bounce. It's going to land in Bedford territory at the 48-yard line. So a terrific drive start. Best one so far for the Tomahawks here with 9:46 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, that went right into the wind and took a bad bounce for Bedford. Garrett Murray was the one who downed it there at the 48.
That you could really see the wind just knocking that ball down on that punt. So kind of a tough position to be in if you're a kicker going into this wind. But now Merrimack's got the wind at their back if they're going to open it up here on the air game. They put 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield. Dowling hands it off to Eichmann. He bursts through, gets it up to the 39-yard line. Good for 8 yards there. Good carry there, a lot of speed there. Eichmann gets a good head of steam going when he gets the ball and just hits the hole hard.
Yeah, great start to the second half for Merrimack with Eichmann finding a hole up the middle.
And Eichmann takes it again. He gets the first down, picks up 3-4 yards there. He gets it to the 37-yard line. So after failing to get a first down on their first several possessions, Merrimack is starting to rack them up. They're starting to make some moves here on the offense, but they're still down 21-0. So finding the rhythm a little late here in the game.
After 2 quick snaps there, Merrimack huddling here. James Dowling giving out the signals.
Tristan Wood, one of the receivers, splitting out. They got 4 receivers on this set. Dowling decides to call his own number. Quarterback draw, good for about 4 yards there. Up to the 34, 33-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 6 with 8:43 to go here in the third quarter.
Cole Wheeler and Zachary Guerin combining on that tackle.
Bulldogs are leading 21-0. Pinkerton had 12-0 in their game in the third quarter as well. So on 2nd and 6, same formation, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Dowling's in the shotgun with 1 back, Eichmann. Waiting for the snap, here it comes. He rolls out to his right. A pass to Adam Thornton. And Thornton is out of bounds at the 29-yard line, so he's going to be just shy of the first down. They're going to call it 3rd and 1, very manageable.
Yeah, smart play there by Merrimack to get positive yardage again and create a 3rd and short.
They sent their receivers out deep, and then Thornton kind of came out late and became a secondary receiver, able to catch the pass from Dowling for a 5-yard gain. So we're at 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 3 receivers are to the left on 3rd down and one here at the 29-yard line. There's a handoff to Eichmann. He gets by the edge and is able to pick up about 7 or 8 yards for a first down.
Nice run by Ben Eichmann.
Another first down for the Tomahawks, down at the 19-yard line, I think. Yes, it is. 1st and 10 at the 19 in Bedford territory.
Jack Jones tripped him up there.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 19.
So the Merrimack Tomahawks able to find their rhythm here on offense, using Eichmann very effectively. He's able to find some seams, get some positive yards, and they're on the move. But they need to score here. 1st and 10 on the Bedford 19. Wood in motion. He takes the handoff, and he gets hit immediately, but is able to fall forward for about a 3-yard gain.
That was Tristan Wood in motion from the right.
So we'll have what's the call here, 1-yard gain? Actually, it looks more than that. It looks like it's at least 3 yards. So it's 2nd and 7, even though the scoreboard says 2nd and 9. Judging by the marker on the far end of the field, it looks more like, gain of 3. So it is 2nd and 7.
Bedford's defense has been a bend, don't break defense so far. They haven't allowed any points, and here they are again with Merrimack in the red zone.
Now 2 receivers and 3 in the backfield. There's the snap. It's Dyer. He's running it's the Wildcat. That's why the tight formation. Dyer gets up to the 18-yard line, a gain for another 3. So it looks like a 3rd down and 3 coming up here. Merrimack going back to the Wildcat on that play.
3 in the play makes it 3rd down and 4.
And it looks like Dyer's going to stay. Dyer's calling the huddle, so I'm going to assume he's going to be holding the quarterback position here in the Wildcat. Again, they have 2 receivers flanked out on this Wildcat position and 2 blockers in front of him. Waiting for the snap. Dyer keeps it, finds a hole, gets up the middle. Going to be close for a 1st down. They're going to say he's down at the 10-yard line. Is that enough for a 1st? We'll find out.
It's going to depend on the spot.
It is on the far side. They're going to call 4th down. 4th down and inches here. You know they're going for it. They're not going to go this far deep into Bedford territory and not try to come away with something.
1st down, just short. Setting up 4th down and inches.
Looks like Dyer's going to stay in and call out the play and run the Wildcat again.
So big play here for Tomahawks. 4th down and inches with 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dyer waiting for the snap, then he looks to the sideline. And a timeout is called. Is that Merrimack? No indication. I'm going to guess that Merrimack, Jackson called the timeout there.
Timeout called by Merrimack.
They probably didn't like the formation Bedford took for whatever they had called. They were in that Wildcat position.
They were. Bedford linebackers were showing a lot of pressure at the line, like they were going to come straight up the middle, and Merrimack didn't like that look, so they called their first timeout of the 2nd half.
What do you think the strategy of staying in a shotgun when you only need inches to go? To me, it seems kind of illogical. When why give yourself an extra yard or 2 to cover, especially if the defense is able to penetrate. Now they're in they're behind the line of scrimmage and you have to get through them.
You're right. It is more risky, and Dyer's big enough that if he was lining up under center, you'd think he'd be able to get 6 inches, a la Tom Brady. Although he probably doesn't have the experience of Tom Brady. He is wearing number 12.
They are back in the shotgun here. Dyer finds a seam and he falls forward. He gets the 1st down. He gets it down to the 8-yard line. So instead of going straight up the middle, he decides to step out a little bit and find a seam. He's able to get 2 yards. So now 1st and goal for the Tomahawks with 4:46 to play. We've got an update from Salem. Another shutout going on there. Pinkerton scoring, again, a 10-yard run by Mara. They tried the 2-point conversion. It failed. They're leading 18-0 over the Blue Devils.
James Dowling checking back into the game. So it looks like Merrimack's going to go with a traditional 4-wide set here inside the 10.
There's the snap and a throw for the end zone and broken up. They're going to call interference. Solomon Sanchez looked like he made a great play there, breaking up the pass play, but the officials say he got there a little too early. It was Devin Wood with the intended receiver. So that's going to put Merrimack right on the 1-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like...
Is that where they spot the end zone interference penalties?
That'll be at the 1, yeah. Sanchez looks like he may have hooked his hip. But the pass breakup itself looked like it may have been clean.
Now what's this? They're only going to give him half the distance?
Yes, that's all it is. It's not a spot foul.
It's not a spot foul? Okay, so half the distance to the goal. That's going to put him down at the 4. So it'll be 1st down and goal at the 4-yard line.
Get 1st and goal from the 4.
So Dyer's in the shotgun now. Dyer's in the Wildcat position. Takes the snap. Still moving. Moves forward. And they're going to say he's down just shy of the goal line. No touchdown indication. The officials running along the goal line with their foot just about 6 inches away. So he's going to be short there. So it'll be 2nd down and inches to go for the Tomahawks.
Tough break there for Merrimack. Looked like he may have gotten into the end zone on that.
Well, they're lining up real quick here. They're staying in the Wildcat. Dyer takes the ball, finds an opening, and is he in? No, officials do not indicate. Leguilon sweeping his arms.
Yeah, Leguilon celebrating that tackle. He was confident that Merrimack was short, and the officials agreed.
Pantelakos also there, showing that the play was no good. So third down with inches to go. Dyer kind of got submarine there, wasn't able to get the extension. So now here we go, another Wildcat, this time to Eichmann. He's pushing. The ball comes loose, but the officials say he broke the plane of the goal line. Touchdown Merrimack. Touchdown Merrimack there. Eichmann on a inches plunge.
Yeah, Eichmann got hit there right at the goal line, but he spun his body around, and as you said, the ball broke the plane right before it came out of his hands. So Merrimack finally gets on the board.
Close call there, but yeah, the Tomahawks are on the board with 3:51 to play here in the third quarter. And they're ready for the... Oh, they're going to be going for two here with Dyer in the Wildcat position. Dyer takes the ball. He's going to throw it, though. Instead, he gets almost tackled, but he throws the ball and in. It's good. It looked like a busted play. Who got that? Was that number 6? Was that Zach Todarski on the reception?
Reception. 2-point conversion is good.
So Merrimack running out of the Wildcat with Dyer, and instead of running, he drops back for the pass. He gets nearly sacked on the play, gets the ball off to Todarski, I believe, who's able to lunge for the end zone and make good on the 2-point conversion. So it's 21-8 now with 3:51 to play. Merrimack on the board.
Yeah, Toscano there was in the backfield. Looked like he was going to get the sack, and a really low percentage pass completion there. Dyer just heaved it up as a desperation play that converted for 2 points.
It had sort of that Garo Yepremian quality, that throw. It wasn't exactly the sharpest pass. Kind of just lobbed it like a jump shot, but it got to Todarski, and they all count. There's no style points in football.
Yepremian was a punter, wasn't he?
But he was a kicker. No, I guess right. I'm 60 years old, so I have a better recollection than you do, Andrew. Yeah, that. But Garo was a.
He was a kicker.
He was a field goal kicker.
He was famous for a pass, wasn't he?
He was also famous for his ties. He had a collection of designer ties that he developed after he retired from football. So Wozniak kicking off with the wind. Low line drive. Goes right to Mumpini. He picks it up, and he's running diagonally, trying to get through, and he does momentarily, but luckily Tristan Wood is able to make a shoestring tackle there on Mumpini, bringing him down at the 25-yard line. So the Bulldogs will begin from there, from their own 25, with 3:42 to play in the third.
Well, this will be fun to see Bedford now in much more of a pressure situation. 2-score game. They've got to take care of the ball. They can't make any mistakes here, and see if they can get their offensive mojo back that they had early in the first quarter.
That's a great point. This is for the first time in a long time that the Bulldogs have felt any pressure from a team, and I think even though they've got a 2-score lead now, they've got to really start thinking about what they're doing. So 4 receivers set. Morgan with the snap. He had his arm hit when he threw. The Merrimack players are calling for a grounding call because there was no Merrimack, no Bedford receiver anywhere in sight, but Morgan did have his arm hit, so you could argue that that's the reason the ball went to that spot. Oh, the officials throwing the flag. They're going to call grounding. They're going to call grounding on Morgan.
We're going to have to keep an eye on Morgan there because he took a hit and he was holding his right arm. Let's hope that he's going to be able to continue.
If Morgan can't, then Scalling will be in. So the call is intentional grounding on Morgan.
Merrimack's coverage there was great because Morgan had plenty of time to throw. He just couldn't find any open receivers.
So we'll see where they spot the ball. Usually it's a spot, a foul, and a loss of down. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. Is that the
second and 10? Well, where are they spotting the ball here?
They're putting it at the 15-yard line. Or the 16. And they're calling it 3rd and 10, which isn't quite right. It's really more like 3rd and 20.
Second down is what it should be.
Well, that was a first down play. So yeah, if it is a loss of down, it would be second down. Second down and 20. They're going to mark off 10 yards there. So a little confusion here. It says 3rd down, but okay, we're a little confused here. Wasn't that the first down play that that grounding was called on?
Yes, it was.
So it should be second down, not 3rd down.
And I think the officials may be talking about the fact that the scoreboard indicates this 3rd down, and now that the
and the sideline marker is also indicating second down now.
Down is being updated now on the scoreboard to reflect 2nd and 20.
A little bit of confusion here, but we've got that worked out. 2nd and 20 now for Bedford. You can feel the momentum turning just a little bit toward the Tomahawks' way.
Now Bedford's got this 2nd and long situation into the wind.
The smart thing to do here would be try to pick up, a good chunk, not try to go for the whole 20 right now, maybe go for 10 and 10. Official still talking it over. Can't be fun for the players. It is a stiff breeze out there. Not sure what the wind chill is. Temperatures themselves are around 40 degrees. So Bedford huddles up again. The officials are still talking things over. Not sure what else they have to discuss here. It's the end of the 3rd in Salem. Pinkerton up 18-0. Trying to punch their ticket to Durham. As are the Bulldogs, but they have to hold on here. Up 21-8, but they're in a deep hole now with 2nd and 20 after the grounding call on Morgan. The officials are still trying to sort things out. I'm still not sure what they're trying to figure out here.
Yeah, with the ball marked at the 16 now, it should be 2nd and 20, as the scoreboard indicates.
Right, and the 16 was where the throw was made by Morgan. Now they're indicating 3rd down?
No, that's 2. He's got 2 fingers up.
2 fingers up, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why they had to think about that. It was fairly obvious. If it was first down when Morgan made the grounding call, it would be 2nd down now. They don't penalize you an extra down. So 3 receivers to the left. Morgan takes the snap. He's being chased, and the throw being made was intended for Toscano. He wasn't expecting it. So the ball just sailed over his head. That's a real shame, because if Toscano was able to spot the ball, he might have been able to make a play on it, although it might have been just a little over his head anyway. So now 3rd down and 20 from the 16-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Clock stopped at 3:31. If Bedford doesn't get a first down here, Merrimack's going to get the ball back with the wind behind them again.
So 3 receivers to the left once again, 1 to the right. Morgan with the snap, looking. He was in danger of getting sacked, but he got the ball away. The officials say the throw is incomplete.
Morgan took
intended for Solomon. It's Sanchez. He was the intended receiver.
Another big hit there. Morgan got sandwiched on that throw.
Yeah, the Merrimack has been dialing up the defensive pressure here. Morgan usually pretty steady in the pocket, but Merrimack has been able to get through the Bedford offensive line and put some pressure on.
Yeah, just in this series, they've gotten to him multiple times.
So now Crowley punting into the wind, and the Merrimack deep men are only at the Bedford 40. That was a high snap. Crowley jumped up to get it. The ball takes a good bounce, still in Bedford territory, but up to the 48-yard line. So Crowley making a terrific play on that high snap, able to corral the ball and get a reasonable kick into the wind. And Merrimack probably should have made a play for that ball instead of letting it roll. Maybe they were just worried about a potential turnover.
Yeah, first good break of the half, really, for Bedford on that bounce. That could have been a 15-yard swing if it had bounced the other way.
James Dowling was waving his arms trying to get the Merrimack contingent here at Bedford Stadium to get fired up here. I think they're feeling their oats with good field position and a chance to maybe add some more points. Handoff to Eichmann. He gains about 3.5 yards, gets it up to the 45-yard line. We'll call it 2nd down and 7.
You know, let's see what Bedford does here. If they get a little bit more aggressive, try and get another turnover and get the momentum back on their side.
They break the huddle. 3 receivers set to the left, 1 to the right. Dowling with the snap. He drops back. Throw over the middle. Loose ball bouncing up. It was like a little bit of volleyball, but it drops incomplete. An opportunity there for another interception on a deflected ball.
Jones and Mampini right there on the play. Both had a chance at that as it got deflected multiple times.
But it hit the Merrimack receiver. I forgot which number it was, but it hit him right in the hands. It really should have been caught there for a 1st down. But instead it's 3rd and 7 with 2:33 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to Eichmann, immediately hit. Maybe gains a yard. Christian Bourgeois was Johnny on the spot. Hauls Eichmann down. And now it's 4th down and 5 with 2:14 to go, and Merrimack says, what the heck, we're going for it. No point in punting it away, especially with the wind at our back. In the shotgun, Dowling drops back, and he's hit, sacked for a big loss. Torrey Helton with the sack, all the way back in the Merrimack 48-yard line. So big play there by the Bedford defense, stuffing Merrimack, keeping them from moving forward on that drive after a great drive start for the Tomahawks. Instead, they turn over on downs.
Perfect timing on that huge play by Helton. Second biggest play of the game defensively after the first half interception by Jones.
Torrey, they blew up that Merrimack front line and got the Dowling in a hurry. He had no time to throw. So 15 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. One more play and Bedford will have the wind at their back. 4 receivers set here. Toscano in the backfield. And look, what do we have here? Encroachment. It looks like Merrimack moved first. We'll see which way they call this. Yes, an encroachment penalty on Merrimack.
Yeah, it looked like the right side of their line moved early there.
Actually, correction on the time, it's 1:57 to play. So a little more time before they switch ends, but a gain of 5 right there on that penalty. 1st and 5, they're on the Merrimack 43. Snap, handoff to Toscano. He hits the middle of the line, but nothing there, nothing doing. Maybe a gain of a yard, gets it to the 42. Actually, they're going to give him 2 yards. They're going to say 41-yard line. So we're looking at a 3rd and 3 here for Bedford. They come up to the line quickly. Sorry, that was a 1st down play, so it is 2nd down and 3 to go here. Another handoff to Toscano. He breaks through this time and gets it to the 34-yard line. Good for a 1st down.
Best run of the day for Toscano up the middle.
He was running with some determination there. He had a full head of steam. And if there wasn't going to be a hole there, he was going to produce one himself. So fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. They're at the 35-yard line of the Tomahawks. 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter, 1st and 10. The snap back to Morgan. He drops back, fakes the throw, and instead just drops it down. Merrimack's calling for another grounding, but I don't think they get it here. I'm not sure if they had a screen set up that got sniffed out by the Tomahawks, but Morgan decided to abort the play by just putting the ball into the ground.
Yeah, they did, and Toscano was right there, and Morgan just threw it at Toscano's feet.
So no grounding play there, as the ball was close to Toscano. 2nd down and 10, exactly 1 minute to play here in the third quarter. Bedford up 21-8. Winner goes to the Division I football finals at UNH Stadium. Lagulon in motion, takes the handoff and finds a hole, and he gains a big chunk of yards, gets all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10, 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
25-yard pickup there by Laguyon, and he also carried about 5 tacklers down to the 10-yard line.
So Lagulon is really the lead rusher here today, filling in the gap for Toscano, who apparently is being watched quite carefully by the Tomahawk defenders.
Yeah, that gives Laguyon 42 yards on 5 carries this afternoon.
40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 1st and goal from the 10. Handoff. No, it's a fake to Toscano. Morgan calls his own number and sweeps around for a touchdown. Thomas Morgan, 10-yard run, sweep to the left.
10 yards out with the touchdown.
27-8. Bedford up with the extra point coming up.
Yeah, Morgan was able to use his speed and outrun Tristan Wood to the left corner of the end zone, and he celebrated his 4th touchdown of the afternoon.
That's the first rushing touchdown for the Bulldogs today, and now Matty Lucantoni out there for the extra point. Ethan Van Heerden with the hold. Ball is down, kick is up, and this one is blocked, no good. So that kick was low by Lucantoni. It had no chance, even if it wasn't much of a block. It was more of a into the back of a lineman. So failed extra point still gives them a 19-point lead here with 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bedford up 27-8.
Well, just what the doctor ordered there in that finish to the third quarter here. We still have 28 seconds left, but that big sack by Helton, and
that was a big momentum changer. Merrimack had the momentum. They had the crowd fired up. They were feeling confident, but instead on 4th down, Helton with the sack, and that led to a touchdown run by Morgan and a 27-8 lead. So a little more breathing room here, a 3-score lead with 28 seconds to go. One more kickoff into the wind here by Bobotis. And this kick is starting to die a little bit. Picked up short by Wood, I think it is, number 9. He carries it up to the 30-yard line. So 22.5 seconds to go. Maybe one more play here by the Tomahawks. One more play with the wind. I have an update here from Salem. Actually 2 scores. A blocked punt in the end zone resulted in a touchdown for Pinkerton. That made it 24-0, and then a 16-yard run by Fast. Another failed extra point there, but Pinkerton's up 30-0 in the fourth quarter. 8:23 left in the game, and they're cruising to victory. Gain of 1 there for the Tomahawks. 2nd and 9. Time is ticking away. 3, 2, 1. That's going to do it for the third quarter.
Tristan Wood, the ball carrier on that one.
Thank you, Andrew. So the Bulldogs tasting victory, tasting a trip to Durham. They just have one more quarter to get through with a 19-point lead, 27-8.
That's right. As they huddle up, you see a lot of 4 fingers being held up, signaling the start of the fourth quarter. And as you said, 12 minutes away from the state championship game.
I'm Harry Kozlowski on play-by-play, Andrew Hansen on color. You're watching this Division I football semifinal on BC TV 23, listening on Bedford 105.1, WBNHLP Bedford. Also being seen on Merrimack Television and on Nashua ETV Channel 99. And of course, streaming everywhere too.
Video streaming.
Glad you could join us. Glad to have fans all over. We actually had one fan come in, somebody who watches down in Atlanta normally,
That's right.
who decided to come up to Bedford to watch a grandson play in the game, and are enjoying this well-played game. That was actually it's Andrew Twite's grandmother.
That's right. Member of the Twite family. That's right.
Pleasure meeting them. Nice to have fans stop by. 2nd down and 9. Snap, a throw too high for Devin Woods. That goes through his hands. So it's going to be 3rd down and 9 here for Merrimack.
Dangerous play there into triple coverage, but ball went over Devin Woods' outstretched hands.
It was in triple coverage, but like I said, the high pass, Woods had a chance at it above his defenders. He could have made a play on it there, but it would have only been about a 5-yard gain. So there's a snap and a throw to the flat. Still heading up the sideline, up to the 40-yard line. It's going to be close. Adam Thornton with the reception there. And they're going to spot him at the 39-yard line. So he's going to be short by about a yard and a half.
Jack Jones.
And now the flag is thrown. A holding call on Merrimack. That's going to march him back. Do you have the schedule for next week's final? I want to see what time that game is being played.
6 p.m.
It is a 6 p.m. game. Thank you, Bill Jennings. The championship game next week at UNH Wildcat Stadium, a 6 p.m. start. We hope everybody can make it out. And if you can't, you'll be able to listen to the game live on Bedford 105.1. The streaming video being done through the National Federation of High School Network. That is a paid stream, so if you want to watch the game live and you can't get out to Durham, it'll cost you a few dollars. But like we said, the game will be broadcast live on Bedford 105.1. There's a snap. A throw over the middle. Not sure who that was intended for. Really looked like it missed everybody. So an incomplete pass right there. It'll be 4th and 28. And another penalty call here on, illegal man downfield. And that is declined by Bedford. So they're gonna have to punt here. I can't imagine them going for it on 4th and 28, so deep in their own territory. The game is still within reach, although difficult. 19 points is the deficit, and they send the punt team out. And Devin Wood gets into position to punt the ball away, but he's going to be punting it into the very stiff breeze here. So here's an opportunity for some great field position for Bedford. Lucian Mumpini, his jersey flapping in the wind. He's at the Tomahawks' 48-yard line. There's a snap and a kick by Woods. It's a line drive, bounces. Mumpini happy to just let it roll, and it's going to die out on the Bedford 47-yard line.
Nice punt by Devin Wood going against.
Yeah, not much of a choice there. 4th and 28. Merrimack had to punt there, and they've got to hope that they can either get a quick 3 and out or force a turnover.
Has never been down. It's only the street.
So Bedford here with a chance to really put this game away with another score. They've got to go 53 yards. And they start on their own 47-yard line with 11:32 here to play. Bedford with a 3-receiver set, two to the right, one to the left. There's motion by Mumpini. He takes it, cuts it into a seam, and he's able to pick up 6 yards there. Gets it into Merrimack territory to the 48-yard line. Thornton with the tackle there for Merrimack.
Yeah, not surprised there to see Bedford keep it on the ground. Clock heading towards 11 minutes in the 4th quarter. That's one of Bedford's allies at this stage.
But they keep it in the spread formation here to keep the Merrimack defense honest. 4 receiver set, 2 on each side. Handoff to Toscano, And he bulls his way through for a first down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 6 yards there. First down, Bedford. Bunis, who got knocked out of the game earlier, he made the tackle. Good to see him back in the play. 10:50 remaining now with a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. They send 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Toscano's in the backfield. Morgan in the shotgun. There's a snap. Morgan keeps it. Finds a seam. Gets hit, but is able to pull in about 8 yards on the play. Gets it to the 33-yard line. I'm going to guess that was a called play, but it had the look of a busted play. Morgan faked the handoff to Toscano and then looked like he was going to do something else, but then took off.
Yeah, well, he started to run outside to the right, but then quickly cut it back up the middle. And then was running downhill and quickly picked up 9.
So 2nd down and 1 here. We're under 10 minutes to play here in the game. 27-8, Bedford in the lead. Morgan keeps it, bounces it to the outside, able to pick up the first down and then some, gets it all the way to the 25-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Bulldogs.
Got a flag on the far side.
And Bedford's starting to march back, and it is on Bedford. It's a holding penalty, so that instead of a first down and 10, it's going to be a 2nd down and 11 as they march him back 10 yards to the 43-yard line.
Clock now under 10 minutes.
And Pinkerton, last report, they have 8:23 remaining in their game with a 30-0 lead over the Blue Devils in Salem. So even though Pinkerton squeaked into the playoffs, they've been mowing down everybody from the number 4 seed and are just moments away from punching their ticket for Durham.
That penalty makes it 2nd down and 11.
So 2nd and 11. 3 receivers are now to the left. Morgan with a swing pass out to Toscano. He's got a head of steam. Carries it all the way to the sideline up to the 33-yard line, and that's going to be good for about a gain of 7 yards, 6-7 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Really well done there by Morgan. As you said, he hit Toscano in stride to maximize the yardage on that play.
Correction, he got to is a 3rd down and 2. 9:13 to go. Morgan talking to his lineman, setting the play. He's got Toscano in the backfield. And here we go, 8:55 and a timeout.
Looks like Bedford called that one.
Coach Stank wanted to make sure everything was perfect on this play, so Coach Stank calls his team over, and they huddle.
Smart strategy there. Let the clock run under 9 minutes before he finally called that timeout.
Yeah, they really don't need the timeouts right now. More important to get a score on this drive and just eat up as much clock as they can. So Morgan was the lone touchdown for Bedford in this half, a 10-yard scamper. And the other scoring plays included a 20-yard pass.
20-yard pass to Laguyon, 11-yard pass to Mumpini, and a 43-yard pass to Toscano. All 3 of those touchdowns through the air came in the first half.
And Eichmann was the lone touchdown plus 2-point conversion in the 3rd quarter for Merrimack. Here we go. We're ready to play now. It's 3rd and 2 at the 33-yard line. Merrimack territory. They're taking their time here. And Morgan sweeping to the left. He gets hauled down. It looked like a face mask to me, but it happened right in front of the official and no call. maybe just they grabbed the front of his jersey. It was kind of a rag doll down to the ground on that play, but the result is a first down. They get it down to the 27-yard line.
That one good for a first down. First and 10 from the Merrimack 27.
So going out of bounds stopped the clock there. 8:49 to go, but a fresh set of downs here at the 27-yard line for the Bulldogs. Two receivers on each side. Mumpini going in motion, and he takes the handoff, but he's met behind the line of scrimmage, and it's all he can do to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there from Mumpini.
Tackled by Tristan Wood. No gain on the play.
Bedford going as deliberate as we've seen them all season here.
Salem is finally on the board. They complete a 30-yard pass to Abraham, and it's 30-7 now, 3:20 to go in that game. In the shotgun, Morgan. Fake to Lagulon. Instead, the handoff up the middle to Toscano. He gets it to the 26-yard line, gain of 1.
That was Ryan Toscano.
So we're going to have third down and 9.
Adam Thornton.
7:52 now remaining.
No gain on the play. Makes it third down and
So
10.
if you're Bedford right now, how conservative are you? How aggressive are you for this first down, this long first down?
Yeah, it's a good question. Maybe a short pass here.
Morgan drops back. Instead, he throws it over the middle, just over the outstretched hands of Mumpini, just a little off the mark. The wind probably picked that up and carried it a little bit, but it was a great play call. Could have been a touchdown. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, 4th and 10 now at 27. Now, do you go for it, or do you send Luke and Tony out there for the long field goal with the wind at her back?
Yeah, that would be probably right at the edge of her range. At the 27 would be about a 44-yard field goal. Looks like they're going to keep Morgan on the field and go for it here on 4th and 10.
So 4 receivers, 2 on either side. Merrimack looks like they're getting ready to blitz. Morgan happy to let them simmer there, taking his time. Merrimack is just chomping at the bit there. And they do send the blitzers. Instead, it's a quick kick. And it dives out at the 11-yard line there. So that's a play that Bedford has called before when they have a long fourth down in enemy territory, but too long for a field goal. Morgan is able to pooch kick that ball and drop it deep into Merrimack territory. The spot is at the 10-yard line. So the Tomahawks have 90 yards to go for a score with 7:23 to play, down 19 points. So they got 4 receivers out there, 1 in the backfield. Dowling passes it to the flat to Eichmann. He gets by 1 tackler, but then brought down after a healthy gain of about 9 yards, gets it to the 21-yard line.
Laguyon slowed him down, and then Bourgeois cleaned up.
And they're running the hurry up now as we approach the 7-minute mark in this game. Second down and 1 here. Dowling throws it again for Eichmann. He gets the first down and tackled by Lagulon. Solo tackle right there, good play there. Tried to get out of bounds, but Lagulon held him inside, kept the clock running. Although it is stopped momentarily for the first down, 6:50 to play. So they're at the 25-yard line. Still running 4 receiver set. Dowling, again to Eichmann, the short pass. He's going to get trapped in the backfield. He's going to wind up losing yardage, about 2 yards right there. Dropped at the 23.
Andrew Twite, the first hit there. Bedford's going to be content to see Merrimack dump it off with those short passes to the tailbacks because, as you said, there's a lot of field ahead of them.
And the wind is swirling, so making a throw here is a little tricky. Dowling, snap. He gets hit as he throws, but he completes the pass to, is that number 8? That is Garrett Murray with the reception. He gets it right back at the 25-yard line, so at the gain of only about 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 10 here, long third down here I assume they'll go for it on fourth if they don't make it here, but the snap on third down, a throw across for Woods, sniffed out and tackled by Lagulon. That only gains about 4 yards at most. I guess actually the spot is at the 28, so there's going to be a 3-yard gain right there, so it's 4th and 7.
Excellent pursuit there by Lagulon to catch Wood from behind.
So this could be Merrimack's season right here with a 19-point deficit and 5 minutes to play. There's the snap. Throw over the middle, and it's almost caught by Woods, but it just broken up there by Lucian Mumpini. Great defensive play there. The ball got all the way up to the Bedford 48-yard line, and Woods got his hand on it, number 7, Devin Woods, but he couldn't hang on to it. Mumpini was able to knock it away. So Bedford takes over on the Merrimack 28-yard line, 27-yard line. And with 5:17 to play, they can just let some time peel out. They don't even have to score here. They can just run the clock down. Merrimack has 2 timeouts. They just have to keep moving forward.
Timeout, official timeout.
And now an official timeout.
Timeout on the field, it's an official's timeout.
I guess one of the Merrimack players needed to tie his shoe. I guess that could be why they stopped the clock. Not entirely sure.
Play resumes will be 1st and 10 for Bedford.
So if Bedford can hang on here, they will face Pinkerton, who's moments away from clinching a berth in the finals down in Salem. They're leading 30-7. There's a handoff. Nope, that's a fake to Toscano. Morgan carries it and instead gets run out of bounds after taking a 3-yard loss.
That was Thomas Morgan on the carry.
So the fake is effective on us, but not so much on the Merrimack defense.
Yeah, they all stayed home that time.
By Ben Eichmann.
But the clock is running under 5 minutes.
Still running the spread with 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Toscano in the backfield, pretty much the same lineup. Haven't seen too many substitutions in this game. Coach Stan going with the starters the whole way through. Morgan throws it over the middle. Was that caught? It was.
Slant to Donahue.
That's his first catch today. Beautiful catch there. Really, that was kind of a tricky throw. He had to track it all the way down to the ground. Is able to come up with it. And he gets it down to the 15-yard line, which is good for a first down.
1st and 10.
4:24 to go here in the game. Bedford at the Merrimack 15-yard line. Morgan back to pass. He throws it out. Again, that was for Lagulon. And that pass kind of died out there before he got to Lagulon, so that falls incomplete. Clock is stopped, 4:13 to play, 2nd down and 10 from the 15.
Yeah, just a little bit low on that throw. Lagulon did all he could to grab it with that dive.
It would have only been a few yards gain on that play anyway. So 2nd down and 10 to go here. Same 4 receiver set. They've been pretty much in this 4 receiver set the entire game. Handoff to to Toscano, running with full steam ahead, gets it to the 9-yard line. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4 here with 4 minutes to go here in the game.
You're right, Harry. They have run that 4-wide set almost exclusively, but they run out of it so much that it's a little bit different because they send Lagulon and Mumpini in motion. So it's a very versatile 4-wide set.
Pinkerton awaits. That's a final now in Salem, 30-7. The number 4 seed Astros make it all the way to Durham, awaiting the winner of this game, which right now looks like it could be Bedford. 3rd and 4. 3:28 to go. Morgan just taking his time, letting the clock tick away. Still waiting. There's the snap. Handoff to Toscano. He's met right at the line of scrimmage.
That was Ryan Toscano on the carry.
Might have lost a yard on that play.
By Thomas Hayes.
So now, do you send Luke and Tony out for the kick? This is more in her range.
4th down and 5.
This would be about a 28, 29-yard kick for her. She's got the wind at her back. Let's see what they do here.
They might run the clock down, call timeout, and then do just that.
Morgan comes to the sideline. And the officials are talking to Coach Stank, probably telling him what he wants to do when to call timeout. Morgan returns to the huddle. Looks like they're going to try to go for it here. It's 4th and 5.
Could also try and draw him offside before calling timeout.
Let's see what happens. Spread wide. Morgan under center now. And a timeout call by who?
Bedford went ahead and called that timeout.
Okay.
Timeout called by Bedford.
So 2:18 to play here. 4th and 5. Maybe they will send Lou Cantoni out for a field goal. That would make it a 22-point game. Still a three possession game either way. Do you think you're taking a chance on a blocked field goal return when you send your field goal kicker out there? I mean,
there's a small risk there, but I think it's worth the risk to get it to that 22-point lead. And with the ball marked at the 10, it'd be about a 27-yard field goal, well within Lou Cantoni's range.
And again, the added benefit of having the wind at her back. Trying to get do you see her out there anyway? Is she in the huddle right now? Trying to spot where she is because
I think she is on the field. Yep, she's moving her legs around, getting warm.
Final 37.
Okay, so the timeout is over. Teams return, and Lou Cantoni's out there. It's going to be a 27, 28-yard attempt here. Ethan Van Heerden kneeling at the 17-yard line.
Wind mostly at Lou Cantoni's back, maybe a little bit right to left.
It is swirling a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Bedford with the field goal try here. Waiting for the snap. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. Maddie Lou Cantoni, 27-yard kick in the wind. Puts Bedford up 30 to 8. That was a real clutch. I mean, maybe there wasn't as much on the line with that kick, but that really was a tough kick to make in these conditions, and she just split the uprights, and it probably would have been good from 37 yards out.
Absolutely. State semifinals, 4th quarter, her first field goal attempt of the day.
In the playoffs.
And she nailed it.
So now Bedford comfortably in the lead with a score of 30-8, only one number different than the score in Salem. Pinkerton had won their game 30-7. Almost a matching score here. They just have to finish up 2 minutes and 12 seconds. And they will be on their way to Durham next week.
Yeah, the Bulldogs can really feel it now. A lot of congratulatory embraces going on the sidelines already.
And a fumble kickoff brought out from the end zone. What are they going to say? They're going to call that a down ball in the end zone? We'll see what the call is. He certainly wasn't tackled. That was number 8, Garrett Murray. They're going to call it a touchback. So actually that works out a little better for Merrimack. They're going to get the ball at the 20. Murray was going to be tackled much behind that line. So pretty tall order to make up 22 points with 2 minutes and 4 to go in this game and being 80 yards from the end zone. But they'll give it a try here. Dowling drops back. Throw intended for number 14, Casey Moyer. I think that's the first time we've called his name today. And that sailed over his head, hit his hands, but went out of bounds. So 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. 2 minutes exactly to go in the game.
Bedford band now warming up with victory near.
Playing the victory game. Yeah, it's a little bit of, is that Dropkick Murphys they're playing?
Yeah, it is.
And there's a pass in the flat for a first down. Big gain right there, all the way up to the 42-yard line. I believe that was Devin Wood on the reception. Clock is stopped with 1:53 to play, and a fresh set of downs here for Merrimack at the 43-yard line, their own 43.
Official scorekeeper says it was 26 Adam Thornton on that reception.
Tackled by Ely Menderson.
Dowling gets tripped up there, a faked handoff, and he trips over, I think, his own blocker and goes down for a bit of a loss, about a 2-yard loss at the 41-yard line. 2nd and 12. Clock is running, 1:35 to go.
Dowling, a junior quarterback, so Merrimack trying to get him a little bit more playoff experience before next season.
Fake handoff. First, now Eichmann takes the ball. He goes up the middle, and he's still moving into Bedford territory, down to the 37, 38-yard line. He faked it to the first runner, and then Eichmann took the ball and carried it for about 25 yards. So now 1st and 10 with 1:10 to go at the Bedford 38-yard line. Merrimack, I think, just wants to get one more score on the board. There's a handoff to Wood, Tristan Wood. He gets it almost to the first down marker, up to the 29-yard line. He'll be about a yard short. Under a minute now, 50 seconds to go. Clock is running.
Gain of 9 on the play.
2nd and 1. They're at the 29-yard line, 45 seconds, 40. Clock ticking away on the Merrimack season. Dowling wrapped up by Andrew Twite and brought down at the 34-yard line. Sack for the Bulldogs.
With the sack. Bringing up 3rd down.
And I'm sure that will make Mrs. Twite and the whole Twite family happy to see that.
That's right, all the way up and down the East Coast, all the way to Atlanta.
So the clock is stopped. They called timeout. 28.2 seconds to go. 3rd down. And we're going to call it about 8 yards for the first down. So Pinkerton and Bedford in the finals next week, 6 o'clock at UNH Wildcat Stadium. The last time those teams met, I can't recall the year right off the bat, but it did not go well for the Bulldogs. I believe it was 33-0 final at the old Cowell Stadium at UNH. So all year I had been concerned that the Bulldogs hadn't been sufficiently challenged in this bracket, but now I'm starting to wonder if maybe the other side's not going to be ready for this team, because the Bulldogs are just so strong.
Yeah, very well could be.
Eichmann carries it himself out of the Wildcat, gets it up to the 29-yard line. 17 seconds to play. Clock is running. I don't know if they have any more timeouts. It says 1 on the scoreboard, but they're not stopping the clock. So one more snap of the ball here. Eichmann on the Wildcat carries it for a first down. He goes out of bounds, and the clock runs down to 0, and that's the game. Bedford going back to the finals. First time in 2 years.
Final score.
They will face the Astros of Pinkerton
Merrimack 8.
in a huge game,
Bulldogs of
in a real unknown game, a real test. That game's going to be a huge test because, again, the Bulldogs swept everybody, every comer in this conference, these two conferences that they play in. The other side is a complete mystery. We don't know how these teams match up, but we know it's going to be a heck of a game. And you and I will be calling that game next Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. And Bedford, right where they want to be, 11-0, perfect season. One more to go to get to the ultimate prize. And nice thing about this 30-8 score, it's not that close of a score. However, they did face some game pressure in the second half, and that'll serve them well next week.
It was definitely more of a game than the original, the regular season matchup between Merrimack and the Bulldogs. Merrimack doing some good things, only able to score once, but definitely putting together a couple of good solid drives. And Kip Jackson was able to limit some of the possessions to Bedford, but in the end, Bedford's just too strong. They couldn't stop him. So once again from Bedford High Stadium, Andrew Hansen, thank you very much. Bill Jennings on camera, Chris Gentry on the controls. I'm Harry Kozlowski. So long. 30-8 the final. Bedford wins. You're listening to Bedford Bulldogs football.